Stereotype is an amazing school. Being white, it's not often that you find the amount of diversity as here. You know, all the Asian kids are crazy smart. I think I'm pretty smart, but these Asians are on a whole different level. If Asians can make it into society, then why can't other minorities? It must be because everyone else is just lazy.
I am the cream of the crop. I am Korean identified. I am not some generic off-brand robot that you can find in the clearance aisle of Walmart. You can't pick my parts off of some Asian assembly line and expect me to look any better than I do now. The pieces of me are not the same as the pieces of them. You can even ask my American friend, Joanne. She said Koreans have better looking faces than other Asians.
I only said that because that's what she wanted to hear. To tell you the truth, I can't even tell the difference between them.
Don't love me with that. And look at this guy. Disease, poverty, crime. They're not even worth a dime of my time. Or some lines and lines. We are the model minority, not them. You can't afford to be lazy. One day, we will be sitting at the top of a ladder. The words white and Korean will be synonymous with each other. I'm Korean, so natural.
I resent you, Jin Jiangping. Your Chinese, Korean, Asian family becomes a nigger. Little do you know, your success is only because of my oppression. Your entire family owns businesses on my block to take from my people. And due to the underrepresentation of blacks in top echelons of academia and the Oreo tilted black girl, rather than Keisha, socially constructed, I'm wrong, not right.
I am a culture of resistance, young, wild, and free. But people don't see what they are so quick to judge, label, and criticize. Dan, please, just let me be me. School rules and school work, I don't mean to lurk or to be a jerk. I'm just over it. And I must admit, I could be a bit unfit, but I like to think I have some wit. Education, the key to success. That's such bullshit. My parents are old-fashioned. They don't even understand me. Shoot, all these other Asians, they see me and they flee, only to go talk about their degree and what their parents want them to be. You see, that's just not me.
Watch it, cheat.
And here we go. We have people like this dude always messing up my mood. That's why nobody likes blacks. With them, it's always a feud. Now, just to conclude, let me include how I am viewed. Even though the idea is skewed, new waiver they call me, with such authority. Pretty much, I'm just the antithesis of the Asian model minority.
I am obedience. Invisible, unrecognized, unacknowledged, no one, a nobody. But I am somebody. But everybody sees me the way they want to, a model minority. But conformity is not how I see myself. It is not me. They expect me to be intelligent and academically inclined, but I'm inclined to say no, to oppose the status quo. Blacks see me as an economic and academic threat, but you can bet I can set my own stage, my own path to success. Koreans spit on the ground in front of me because I'm not one of them, nor do I want to be. They see me as inferior, like they're superior, like they're better than me in every aspect, but they had better believe that we're one and the same, Asian. Well, maybe I am inferior if I cannot live up to my Asian expectations. A disappointment to my Asian peers. No. adhere to my own beliefs. I must stay away from those fears. I can rise against my cultural norms. I can perform well. I will not confine myself to a cage of stereotypes made by society to keep control over me. Who are you to tell me who I am or who I can be? I may not be recognized as the brightest or the best, but I will progress and pass this test. This beating in my chest, I must express, you must know, I am amazing, and I will not bow down to authority. I am Asian, not a model minority.
Okay, so basically the reason we decided to present this way to you was maybe you found it to be a little confusing, but that's it in a way that it is confusing because our reading has to do with the study of like a high school where you have these different races coming together and you know we're presented like with a very like our point of view is very analytical and like it's like scholarly, but this is like everybody's like perspective, real perspective. Like if you were to ask the students, like these are the feelings. But when somebody just doing research asks the students like how do you feel, they'll say things like the higher up on the ladder they are, like a white person will say, oh, we all get along. Maybe in the middle they'll say, oh, we get along but I'm uncomfortable. And then somebody at the end will say, like a black person will say like, oh, there's so many problems. But that's all we hear from them. But in this way, like you can actually hear the feeling, like what's going on internally. Like if you count onto some of the themes, like white is synonymous with Korean. She wanted white to be synonymous with Korean white. And there's socially constructed ideas of what it means to be white and what it means to be Korean. And so we all like, or the students in high school all wanted to aim to be white. And so what our presentation was supposed to basically pick up on was that whites are at the top and they don't really feel this like tension. They're more prone to say that everything is alright because they're unaffected. There's this phenomenon called self-busting and busting where like kids will clown on each other, but nobody clowns on white kids. Why? What's there to clown on? Because they're at the top, or so we're told by society. Then you have like the Asian students who they sometimes feel like they need to conform and clown on themselves just to be accepted by white people. There's also like one person from the reading who said that she does it to ease the comfort of Americans. So white people are the real Americans, everybody else is a wannabe American, and we have to conform to make them comfortable, not the other way around. So we're all suffering in discomfort. Then you have like the black students who say that they have pressure from their peers, their black peers, to be black. And then when they try to like step out of this box, they're being told like, oh, things like, why are you acting white? You're an Oreo. Why do you want to be an Oreo? And so you have like double pressure from like white people who expect things of you. They expect you to be poor. They expect you to be this and that. And then you have expectations from your black community. So the black students had like double pressures acting on them. And then there were the Korean students who felt that they were not the normal, typical Asians, as you saw. They had like even their own separate board on campus, like Korean students versus like just like all Asians, and they like kind of like fed off of the social stereotypes that oh Koreans like they want us to be better than all the other Asians, but then like you know like white people were like oh they're all the same, and then basically they would say things like oh I don't personally know Koreans but I know of them and that, or I know of Asian people and I know that they tend to be smart and they would be respected for that. So basically our presentation was like just addressing like all the different I guess social norms that are expected of different races in a high school community that is seemingly getting along, but if you really like look at it, there are a lot of tensions and it's like much deeper than oh like we get along, we just don't communicate or whatever.
And I just wanted to mention in each of our pieces we took actual quotes from the interviews of the students. So this isn't our interpretation, this is what they feel.
And another thing, just to make it clear, the groups, I've never heard them separated like this, and so, for example, mine, they were called the new waivers. You know, it's the second and third wave of refugee students that came from Laos, that came from Cambodia, the Vietnamese. So
downtown, walking fast.